Hello. In this video, we're going to be looking at LangChain for beginners. The reason to stay is because in less than 15 minutes, you're going to be able to create your first AI within an entire environment without having to install anything. It's going to be within a Google Colab notebook. So you're going to be just able to run everything simply, easily, without having to do anything else. It's going to cost you a penny, and you're not going to have to worry about any hallucinations or leaking any information outside. That said, let's get to it. So as you can see, I mentioned before that we're not going to use any API keys. We're going to use everything local, Hugging Face and LangChain, and it's going to run on the infrastructure that you can see here. I'm using an environment which is, can change at any time, a T4 GPU to use simple CPU or V2. This one works well enough for me. I could even change the Python version or language itself. Python 3 works, so I'm just going to leave it as is. It doesn't mean that you have to change it if you want. It just works well for me. I will share this notebook later on. So the first step is I'm going to be installing the required libraries. I've already pre-warmed the environment, meaning I've already run it once, so it's going to be a lot faster than the first time that you would run it. Keep that in mind. It's already succeeded. Which leads us to the next cell, in which we're going to clarify that everything is local. It's not costing you anything again. You own the code model and everything that you need to work for. And of course, this is a very small example. We're not running a full-blown, huge millions of rows or documents, etc. We're just running a small model. I'm going to kick it off so it runs in the background while I'm explaining more. I'm importing the libraries here on top. Already succeeded that quickly. I'm setting up the name of the model, sending the parameters for the tokenizer and the model itself, creating a pipeline with all its parameters, text generation, model, tokenizer, how many tokens, and the temperature. Then wrapping it up in a pipe. This is where we're using the Hugging Face pipeline because it's the framework we're using in LangChain. That's what LangChain really is. Already instantiated on top, imported. And that's why we're able to call it here. I'm sending in the pipeline. And then in the end, as you can see, it will successfully load it. I know that it worked because I get a checkbox that's screen here whenever it has successfully run. Now we're going to repeat the process. But this time we're going to run our first prompt. And as you can see, we get the result fairly quickly. The question we asked was, explain quantum computing in simple terms. And I created a def here in Python to clean up the response and the answer, which are printed as you can see. The fun is just getting started. We can have more prompts. I already created a definition, so let's try 3 more prompts and see where it takes us. I start the process. The first one is going to be about a haiku, which is already responded. Second one is about a Python function to reverse a string. We can see that here. And the last one is about a joke about AI, which all in all, it succeeded in all aspects, all 3 of them, 3 for 3. So far, what have we learned? We've learned what LangChain is. LangChain is a framework. You're going to be using it to build applications that power your large language models. Think of it as a building block. You're going to be putting a lot of blocks together, like in Lego blocks, to build your application that in the end fits all together and has a single purpose or multiple goals. That depends on how you architect everything else. Last but not least, we're going to free the GPU memory just to clean up. That has also succeeded. And to summarize, this notebook is all self-contained. We started with installing LangChain, Hugging Face libraries. We call the model, it's free, local, and private. We wrapped it up in a LangChain pipeline. We called and executed real prompts. And you have an entire working pipeline there in a Google Colab notebook in under less than 15 minutes. Stay tuned because the next video, we're going to be adding memory so that AI can remember a conversation that you start. We also have, if you're still here, resources. Take a look. Details about Tiny Llama on Hugging Face, LangChain, and Hugging Face bonus. That takes care of it for our video today. So feel free to share, like, comment. I'd like to see what you build with this. And let us know if there's any topics you'd like to see in the future. Thank you. See you in the next one.